Hey guys, Happy Splasher here. Good morning. It is 7/10/2021. Right now we're going to be doing some Journey Boss, so let's take care of that. All right, let's also switch our Warlord back to what we're going to use. Let's switch to the Geisha over here. We have sort of a squad set up. So we'll use that. Now let's take a look at the Journey Boss. So currently right now we're on 38 of 40. We're facing Faithful Guard Marvin. Has a couple of skills over here. So whenever one of their units comes into play, it will get Pierce. And then whenever Pierce occurs, it will deal damage to our Warlord. So at least 300 damage if we don't stop these attacks. Taking a look at their units, they have the silence whenever we attack them, plus health to their Warlord, and then gets health whenever we attack. Has a unit here that silences units that killed them. Has extra summons over here, and then plus health to melee units for every ally rabbit. Has attack steal over here, extra attack, and then deals damage to units behind it. Has invulnerability for a turn, attack steal, and then death runes over here. And then plus health whenever we attack them or their warlord, and then an attack boost whenever a nature unit dies, which looks like it's pretty much going to be all of them. All right, well, let's check it out. And there you go. All right. Another boss down. We're getting ever so close to the end. All right. Let us check out our squad and then we'll take it from there. Right, so we use this Warlord first of all because it has this summon that deals damage at the end of the turn. It combos with our Frost unit that sets health of a frozen unit to 1. Once they're set to 1, we have our unit deal damage at the end of the turn, and we can pretty much get rid of any unit. We have the kill all wounded enemies. That's pretty self-explanatory since a lot of their units have high health. And then we can also do these extra summons for damage. Right, taking a look at the units. So we have this Justia here. The reason why is because it gives miss to another unit on their field for a turn. Once we have a second one on the field, we can pretty much slow down their board to nothing. We have a health boost on this unit at the end. For every order unit, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 order units, so a lot of health boosts over there. And then before the attack, it gives an attack to allies in the same row equal to 50% of their own health. So with this having more health, it will give more of an attack boost. Right? We use this Alexandria because once it comes into play, it summons this Life Palace. This Life Palace, it gives health to our Warlord and it gives health to our units, so we'll be able to heal. At the end of the turn, it removes negative effects from our units. So in this case, it was the attack steal caused by the snake and the rat unit. And then whenever it attacks, it silences units as well. So it actually stops the totem that reflects the damage against us. And it also stops that snake because when it comes into play, it has invulnerability. And so because of that, we can stop the invulnerability. Okay, we use this Eoster. It silences the male units. So a couple of their male units are the Scrap, which is the rat, the snake, and then also the Hoodoo. That's the one that summons the totem that does the heal to their units. At the end of the turn, it gives plus health to all of our units. For every female on our side, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 female units, so that'll help us out there. And then also combos with that Justia that gets an attack boost based upon the amount of health it has. On top of that, it has, at the beginning of the turn, deals damage to units for every ally on our side of the field. So as long as we have something alive, we can deal some damage and then set up for our board destruction with our Warlord over here. Finally, it also does have flight. It's a little bit of a bonus, especially since it's a ranged unit, so we can stack this behind a building, and then it can avoid taking damage for a turn or so. All right, we have this Frost over here, so whenever an order unit appears on our side, it freezes a random unit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 order units. At the end of the turn, it sets the random frozen enemy health to 1, and then that'll allow us to deal some damage and destroy them. Also gives us a little bit of health for every enemy at the beginning of the turn. That gives us a buffer against the dealing the extra 300 damage every time Pierce occurs. Right, we have this Madam Agony over here. It has a couple of skills. So once it comes into play, it transforms wounded units, except buildings, into crystals. Those crystals give an attack boost to this unit. And then they also deal a little bit of damage whenever we attack those crystals. But the key thing is being able to damage their units with the Eoster or random combat damage and then transform them so that we can take them out of combat. At the beginning of the turn, it deals damage to units with max health except the building. So again, it sets up our board wipe. And there you go. We have this Blair over here. So Blair does a couple things for us. So it sets the health of the ranged units to 5. So then next turn we could destroy them. Using either normal combat or the summon with the Arch Vampire. Whenever one of our units appears, it gives them mental shield, so it'll give them a little bit of protection. And we also put this unit in as well because it does the pierce, but the key thing was the mental shield. So as you saw in a couple turns, they had that My 10. It looks like a fox. It's like a little girl with a lollipop or something. And so what happens when she comes into play is deals damage to all of our units. And so that is why we put this unit in here so that it can give mental shield to units and have them protected. All right, this unit here, pretty important. Once it comes into play or it stays on the field, it freezes units that are not chaos and not buildings for 1 turn. So pretty much our entire squad here, except for this chaos unit and this building, would be frozen. But that's okay. It slows them down more than it hurts us. So that's why we put it in. And then a little bonus here, whenever vampirism triggers, it gives plus health to our units. So it will give a little bit of a boost to our other units. And then, like I said, the vampire here, it does have vampirism, so we'll trigger that. Finally, we have this unit here, the Caesar's Head. So whenever one of our units dies, it will deal damage to their Warlord. And that combos with, we call it combos with this unit here with the Life Palace. But then also every one of our units that dies will turn into a little bit of extra damage. And then whenever one of their units dies, it will give mental shield to a random unit on our side. The key thing being mental shield to our units so that we can have them protected by that big My 10 board wipe. All right, so let us check out a preview of the next journey boss. Savior's Favorite. All right, let's check it out. Okay, so at the beginning of the turn, their units will gain attack for every enemy being our units. And then whenever an enemy attacked, so again, one of our units are attacked, they will be poisoned for that much damage. Interesting. All right, so we'll have to find a way to get rid of poison and then worry about the attack boost. Might have to do either evasion or some sort of slowdown. We could probably still use our deck, but that's fine. All right, so taking a look at their units, they have a unit that has immunity plus health and freezes ranged. Has a unit here that summons other units before they attack, deals a lot of splash damage, and then also has flight. Has a unit here that has extra attack, a lot of extra adjacent damage, and then gives plus health. Unit here that gives another copy of itself when it's attacked, gets an attack boost to range units on their side, and then deals extra damage to us. And then finally, a unit that steals attack from all of our melee units, freezes units in the line for a turn when it's summoned in the line, and then also 3 freeze runes. All right, yeah, let's do a little preview battle, and then we'll close it out from here. Just taking a look at the skills because, you know, I forget every once in a while. So that's... So they have a unit that gives double attack. That's good to know. All right, so looks like they just have a lot of attack, and then they have some extra damage to our units. So we'll keep that in mind. All right, well, so like I said, we'll check back in later. All right, if you guys have any questions, comments, feedback, or concerns, leave a message on Twitch, Discord, or YouTube. The content and streaming schedule is right up there. And yeah, please follow on Twitch for the live stream. Please like and subscribe on YouTube for more videos. We have the other journeys, we have the pit bosses, world events, etc., etc. So check them out there. Otherwise, this is Happy Splasher, signing off.